So hello friends, welcome to Coding Techniques again. Today I'm going to teach you how to work with the in-app browser with the Cordova plugin. So we have already seen the Capacitor plugin. It's time to build the same thing with the Cordova plugin. So let's get started. So now you can see the project is already created and it is up and running. So for creating the project, again I will show you the code as I always show you. This is the command which I have run to build a new project and we are good to go. Now what am I going to do? I need to integrate the in-app browser plugin. So let me go to the Ionic framework docs and we are into the version 6. Version 7 is in beta. Don't worry. When it launches, we will capture that also. We'll see the changes. There are little breaking changes that are out there. We'll discuss about it in some other video when it will get launched. Right now, I'll go to the native section and here in order to look for Cordova plugins, I need to go to this particular one. Here, I will find all the plugins. I need to search for the in-app browser. Wow, this is looking nice. In-app browser. This is the one. It is opened up. Now, in order to use this with Capacitor, I need to just install this particular stuff like the way it is shown in version 5, I think. We need to do the same. So in version 5, if you go out in version 5, then you will see the Cordova plugins available here, which you can directly use it. So I'll simply search for in-app. This is the one. I'll go for installing in this particular manner. Okay. Remember, this will not work in browser. So I'll just stop the Ionic serve because that won't work. And let's go for each and everything. Okay. Copy and I'll paste it here. So both of them will be installed now. Alright, the installation is done. Now the third command I won't run because I need to run at first Ionic build. Then only the www folder will be created and we don't have Android and iOS platforms created as of now, which I'm going to do that. But at first, let's prepare all the functionality for our browser one. Then we are going to check it up. Okay. Alright, I think it is done. Once that is done, now I can simply run this command easily. If you run before that also, I think it might run, but it won't be of any use. Alright, so syncing is also done, but we don't have the platform, so syncing is of no use, but still I've shown you. Now I'll go back to this one only. I can just check this particular thing, how it actually works. So I need to copy this injector into my constructor of my home page. Let's go there, into the homepage TypeScript one, and let's paste it here. I will import it. Come on, give me the suggestion for the import. You're not coming up. Okay, fine, no problem. I'll take it from here. So let's copy and let me paste it here. Fine, the error is gone and we're good to go. So now one thing is that I need to remove all the stylings in my SCSS and this particular one too, because this is of no use right now. We are not using the default one, so it's better to remove it, right? So let me just pass in a browser. Okay. And now what am I going to do? Well, let's go to the TypeScript and work with that only because out there we need to work with the functionality. So why do waste time? Let me call in, sorry, it's a function in a browser, or I would say open in a browser, where I'm going to pass the functionality that is shown here. So what am I going to do? Let me just copy all these things and let me paste it here. Alright, now once it is pasted, I am going to look into what exactly I have done. So this is the command that is very useful for opening up a particular URL. Okay, so that is the URL it's been given. You can simply change it and you can execute your own script also. Some of you might have already used it and it's pretty useful to run any scripts, and you can work with the CSS also, but these two things I will not use it. So I'll remove it from here, and when the loader stops, it is going to drag that up and insert the CSS. Okay, body color, it will turn into red. I don't want that actually. So, stop this. In fact, this browser close also, I don't want to call it, because it will be called on a particular event. When the event is not triggered, why to call that up? Now what I'll do, I'll work with some options. Let's check it out. So I'm going to go not here actually. Okay, I showed you right how to go to this particular one. I'll go to the GitHub one and we'll check for the options. What exactly do we have here? So we have .open. What I have done, is it create? What is the creation means? Opens a URL in a new in-app browser instead. the current browser instance or the system browser. Okay, fine. It takes the URL, target and options. What do we have here? Same thing, only instead of open we have create. Is it fine to work with create? Is there any function called create here? Let me just check it. Well, I don't think so. What if I just check it here, whether it is showing up? Not need to worry, we'll check it up. What about open? Is there any function called open? Well, it is not showing any function as such. What about the installation part? Anything shown here? Well, not really. So let's keep it in that manner only. I think that will do the work. Okay. Now what next? Okay, we have the URL. Then what else can I pass? I can pass the target. So what is target? Let's check it here. I'll check for the open one only. So target is basically underscore self opens in Cordova web view if the URL is in the whitelist. Otherwise it opens up in a browser. Okay. If you give it underscore blank, then opens in a browser only. So it will directly open up the in a browser within the application itself. If you give underscore system, then it will open up the system's web browser. Say like if you have Google Chrome, then it will open up the Google Chrome or Safari in Apple in the iPhone one. So that's how it's going to work. I'm going to give underscore blank. That's what I need to work with. So let me just pass it as a string in this particular manner. I think that's fine. Now the third thing, we have the options. Now what are the options? Let's check this out. Defaulting to, okay, options for in a browser option defaulting to yes, location to yes. What is location? Okay, it may be the header part where the location is showing up. I don't want that. So this is the way by which we can give the option. You can see suggestion is coming up. So I'll set it to no. That should be a string, right? Okay, fine, got it. All right, so what next we can do? Hidden set to yes to create the browser and load the page but not show it. Okay, so hidden should be no. That's what it is saying, hidden. Let me set it to no for the time being. We'll check it out. Now what else do we have? We have a lot of features actually. Before load, clear cache, clear session cache, close button caption. Too many things actually. There is a footer one also. It is set to yes to show a close button in the footer to the iOS done button, similar to the iOS done button. These are the Android ones. Okay, remember that it will not work for iOS, I suppose. So let me just comment this for the time being, because I don't want to like work only with the Android. I want to work with the iOS one too. Now you can have the hardware back button also. And in order to use that up, you need to pass hardware back button and set it to yes. Okay, we'll check that out. Hardware back, I'll set it to yes. So if you just navigate to some other page from there itself to which we are going, then you can get back also. Okay, we have I think implemented a little bit of stuff. It's time to test it up. Okay, if we don't test it, we won't be able to understand why, okay, everything is working fine or not. So what am I going to do? And what is this last thing? Full screen sets whether the in a browser web view is displayed full screen or not. In full screen mode, the status bar is hidden. Okay, default value is yes. So status bar, if you just want to hide, then you can give that. If you don't want, then you can stop it. Okay, in iOS also you have hidden set to yes. So we can have the hidden one. That's okay. Then we have the other things also, like the way it is shown for Android one. Do we have this hardware back? I don't think it will be there. Maybe. Okay, let me just scroll. No, I don't think so. Am I missing anything? No, I suppose. Windows support this options. Okay, fine. I don't want to go for Windows. That's fine. All right, I think we are good to go. So if I run the Ionic server, I don't think it's going to work. Let me call this functionality directly into my constructor, because I'm not going to use any button or something to load that up. Okay, so let me call it in the constructor itself. So this dot open in a browser function. That's it. Let's check it out how it behaves. I'm not sure whether it will work in browser, but let's check it out. I want to show you. I don't think it's going to work. Okay, it is opened up and you will see some error definitely. That okay this is Cordova, right? So we need to pass it in our app.module.ts file also in the imports one, sorry, in the provider one, in app browser. We get this. Okay, import is perfect. Now let's check it out. All right, in a browser, nothing is loading up. If I reload this, in a browser it's not installed, or you're not running on a browser, falling back to windows.open. That's what it is showing up. So basically this plugin is not working here. Now let me stop this and quickly go to the adding the platforms. So Ionic Cap, add Android. Alright, the Android platform is created. Now let's go for the iOS one and hit enter. It will also get created in some time. Okay, this is also done. Now what we need to do, well, I don't think we need to do anything. Okay, let me just close this. I don't want any errors to show up in my screen. Okay, what else do I need to do? Shown properly here. No settings or no permission needs to be given, I think. So we can directly use it up, I suppose. Let's try it. What am I going to do? I'm going to run live reload. So Ionic Cap run in iOS at first, -L -- external, and I think I should open up the Xcode. So let me open up the Xcode. I'll click here, or you can do one thing instead of doing that up. Ionic Cap, open iOS. That's what I'm going to do, and you can see iOS Xcode has opened up. And similarly, I'll go for the Android one also, because if you don't open it, running directly the live reload might not work sometimes. So it's better you run these commands in order to open this up, the respective studios, I would say. So now you can see this is the Xcode, and here we have the Android Studio. So now let me close all this. Since nothing is needed except the TS file, and this time what I'm going to do, Ionic Cap open, or not open, actually I'm going to run it, but before that I'll go to the app one, and I'll go to this particular app, not this particular one, and I need to sign this up because the package name I need to change it here. I didn't change it in the capacitor.config.ts file, capaccom.txt in app browser. Okay, and I'll select a personal team which I have created. You don't need a paid account for that, I have told you many times. Now you can see it is updating and the errors will go away. We can simply check it up. It's perfect to go. Now I won't run it directly from here. In fact, I'll run Ionic Cap run iOS -L external. Let's go for it. And I'll select the device. That's gonna be iPhone 14 Pro. Let's see. Okay, it has not yet opened up. So you can do one thing. You can simply hit the run button. I think that might work. Build succeeded. And you can see it is opening up. Alright, it is opening up, and the Ionic framework documentation has opened up in the browser. We don't see any like the header one, and no, okay, we have the footer one. Not to worry, footer one we cannot remove, I think. We'll check it out. Don't need to worry regarding that. So now it is running in iOS pretty nicely. What I can do, I need to check whether it is live reload or not. So I've just done something. Nothing is working. Okay, what if I remove this? Will it show any error? Okay, there is some compiled error showing up at the top. What if I undo this? Will this go away? Yes, it is gone. So that means it is working. It is in live reload mode. Even if I change the URL also, I think it's going to work. Let me go for ionicons.com. Let's go for that. Icons.com. Let's see whether it gets changed or not. It is changed, so it is working. Alright, that's great. Now we simply need to check for the footer one, because I want to remove this footer. I think that's gonna be fine. But if I remove all the buttons, how will I get back to the main page? Like if I hit the done button, it will close. If I want to remove that, then what I can do is, let me just go to the browser and check it up. Okay, here I need to check whether there is any option in the iOS one to stop that. Let's check it out. Where is it actually? I lost it, didn't I? Okay, this is the iOS one, I think, right? And do we have anything called footer? No, I suppose. So there is no footer as such. We have to keep it in this particular manner only. So at least this is working in iOS as expected. If you just do something here, reload. I will just want to reload the page so that it gets back to the main one again. Nothing. Let me cut this and paste it again. Any change? No change. Why? Alright, let me just cut this and icons. Please get back. Alright, It is getting back to the Ionic one. I am at least satisfied to get back to that. Again, let's get back to our Ionic framework. Okay, so up till here, the iOS is working fine. We just have this particular stuff in iOS which I don't want actually, but there is no way. I think we can remove it. That's what I see in the documentation. If I'm missing anything, please let me know. Close button color, close button caption. Okay, I don't think I'm missing anything. What is this? Toolbar position. Default is bottom. What if I set it to copy this up? If I set it to top, let's see what happens. I'll just paste it top. Let's see whether this done comes at the top or not. Don't see any change here. So let me just comment this up because it is not changing anything. Now let's go for our Android one. So for Android also, let me just check it. I'll open up this particular one. Let me just do that up. I'll select this particular one. Let's see. Well, let's wait for it. Alright, the app is running, but it is not synced yet. So I need to go for the syncing one. Don't need to worry. I'll just run the live reload and it's going to sync it up. Ionic app run Android -L -external. Let's go for it and search for our device, which is this particular one. Let's wait for it to show up. I think it should work here. And I'll maximize it. Alright, I've got it outside of it. Now I'm going to, it is working and I'll show the Android and iOS all together. Okay, this is the Android one, this is the iOS one. And in Android one, we don't see any header and footer, so it is working as expected. Well, we are able to use it. You can scroll down. Okay, even this magnifying also I think you can remove. If I just get to some other page, let's go. Do we have the hardware back button? Yes, but is it coming up? I don't think so. What about if I go to some other page? How do I get back? I don't think any option is there. Get back to the main menu, guide. Okay, that is not showing up. Now if I just remove this particular one, let's see what happens in both of this. You can see at the top I think there is some change. It is overlapping and here we see the URL. Alright, so now what else we can do? Hidden also, if I set it, means I remove it, then let's see what happens. Okay, it is not hiding here. No change at all I think. So if I just change the URL, how do I do that? Close this. Okay, if I close this, I'll get back to the main menu, which I don't want actually. Let me just try it again. Any option to change it, please show me some option. Native one. This is going to change. It is going to show up just like that and I can't do anything. It's better to have location. No, it's looking dirty, right? Alright, now it's looking better. And in our iOS, I don't see any change. Was it like that from the very beginning? Didn't I notice that? I think so. Well, we have an option to remove the status bar, I think, in iOS. Let me just copy this toolbar one. Let's see what happens. I will just have it here. Toolbar, I'll set it to no. Okay, there is 2 commas. I'll remove one. Let's check it out. Well, I don't see. Okay, this is gone. The lower toolbar is gone, I think. Alright, so we have removed that. That's great. What else we have? Let's check it out. So anything else? I can remove the top toolbar or whatever it is. Alright, the full screen was in Android one. So we won't be able to see the status bar if it is set to yes by default. We can set it to no also if you want to. Let me just check it. If I give screen to no and give a comma here, let's see what happens, where there is any change. Yes, I do see the status bar now, but here you are looking at status bar is like overlapping. So in iOS it happens and there is a solution which is provided here, but I don't know how to apply this. Well, this is the one that is given in config.xml. You can do that up, but we don't have the config.xml because we are using the capacitor one. Well, this is given in config.xml only. We must have to find some other way to use it up. For the time being, I don't think I know exactly what needs to be done with this particular one. So I'll keep it as it is, but we have seen a lot of things, how exactly this particular one is working. Should pause and suspend, set to yes, to make in-app browser web view, to pause, resume with the app, to stop background audio. A lot of things are there. Well, you can go ahead and try this up. This is very useful. I hope you have liked this particular video. Do let me know in the comment section how you like this video. So with this, I'll wrap up this lecture here. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. guys.